Aquarius, I just wanted to give you a quick thing before I start your pull, that that new moon was in your 8th, 9th house cups. Okay, so, and like the themes I saw for that exactly popped up with that, but I didn't touch on that in the beginning, even though I was touching on the aspects. So I just wanted to make sure I put that in. So it's like travel, exploration. 9th house is also religion. All right, separation of dogma versus like higher spiritualism. Okay, and you know, those kinds of lines, and how that's evolving or changing within yourself or others. Okay, is at the 4 for new beginnings. All right, and your mind may be expanding at this time. All right, which, you know, Aqua is one of the most open signs there is. That said, you're still a fixed sign. So however you were raised, or whatever you were exposed with, or what you get used to in your own routines, may be changing somewhat as well, or set for brand new beginnings around this time. Okay, because it's also bringing in themes of Mercury. All right, and especially since it is, you have Jupiter, you know, in opposition, basically, and tied into the energy of the new moon. And Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Sagittarius. That is the typical 9th house anyway. So I do see, and for some reason, I feel like these are either going to be tied to a significant new sexual relationship that you enter or have a new start with. Okay, or want a new start with. Okay, so like if you're not in a relationship, you may want one that's higher level, that also is very expansive to the mind, something like this, or be more attracted to that than you used to be, something like this thematically. All right, and you may be attracted to that in women, or in expanding your own sense of that as well. Okay, especially with the Venusian energy attached to the new moon. Okay, and there are themes with the Venusian energy that played off that I discussed in the square between Venus and Mars earlier in the month anyways. Okay, highly tied to what we wear, what we value, what we adorn our bodies with, things of this nature, especially since it's in opposition at the time of the new moon. With Neptune in ladder Pisces, it actually is also attached to an important asteroid in modern astrology, that being Juno, the wife of Jupiter. All right, and then we have Juno in like opposition to the actual new moon. So you know, it's like for some reason these are nearly conjunct at the time of the new moon. So there's actually like the relationships that are built to last will have some sort of evolve, I guess is the word I want to say, and be at somewhat of a higher level, and old things surrounding, you know, relationships or restrictions or things of this nature are undergoing a change right now, which is very beneficial for men and women. Okay, for those of you that are already with a higher level mate, for those of you that are not, that want one, you know, it's more fortuitous for that. Okay, and for those of you that want to evolve the relationship that you're in, it's also more fortuitous for that. Okay, and those things popped up in your reading. All right, tied to this as well. All right. That said, you know, I already went over everything else, I feel like, in the chart. Okay, there is also some themes that I saw pop up regarding the father, you know, traditionally Saturn, and there is an asteroid that's somewhat close to or near conjunct Chiron or Chiron, which is in the middle of Aries. Okay, so I feel like there is some healing or something that's changing in regards to those themes too. Themes of masculine, feminine, things of the mother, the father, all of these things are set for new beginnings, which are quite fortuitous. All right, for those individuals or souls that choose to go down that path. You know, there's new days in relationships you have, and new, very different ones than you've had before. I would say is a big deal. So anyways, I'll see you later, Aqua. Okay, I'll see you for your general reading. All right, and your single, troubled in love. Hi, I hope you guys are doing well. I have started to post generals for the month of October. I'll be doing the long ones this month. I'll continue to do the short ones for singled or troubled in love as well. this month, and then I'm going to be doing a special on the eclipse, an all signs special on the eclipse, which is on 25th of October. It's going to be really powerful. There's a lot of repeating themes or things that are coming back around, or on the I want to say on the fire, but on the burner, you know, cooking. So, and I see a lot of positive energy around it. That said, these times are kind of, you know, a little bit hard in some ways for a lot of people, even though there's a lot of amazing change going on. So I had a subscriber say, when are you going to post part 3 of my new moon reading? And I was like, oh my God, I filmed part 3. Well, it's gone. So I'm refilming part 3, because I guess I started filming other things and I didn't realize that I mistakenly deleted it, and it is not posted. So I am not going to leave Aquarius and Pisces out here on the new moon reading, okay, because there's at least one looking for it. So I was going to do 2 more generals, or at least 1 more general today, and the full moon reading, because I want that up in advance, because it's a very powerful full moon in Aries, okay, and with everything going on, that's pretty powerful. So I wanted to cover that. I've looked at additional charts with that, and that I'll probably discuss in there a little bit, or touch on in the beginning. But I am going to do my new moon here for Aquarius and Pisces real quick, okay? I'm going to pull a 5-card pull. I will use some oracles, and I will be looking at the chart, okay? I will call these out once I'm done, because it's already passed, but in effect for 2 weeks. It's like you are in the process of these new beginnings now. Whatever occurred or was ripe for start was a very, very powerful new moon, in many ways. In many ways, okay? A lot of new beginnings, a lot of really positive energy. Whenever the sun is with the moon, there's an alignment of masculine and feminine energies, okay? Since the moon is traditionally tied to the feminine, and the sun is tied to masculine, all right? And we've seen a coming together of masculine and feminine energies on various issues that have been really, really strong and wonderful. Okay, that said, there's also a lot of talking, even though everything was in retrograde. Mercury is now back in forward motion, you know, after stationing direct on the 2nd. So, you know, I do expect a lot more talking to go forward, but there is a very retrospective period, yet still public debate, and things like that, since we were coming off of an opposition with Mercury and Jupiter, okay? And really, because of the lineup of planets, there were a lot of planets and then the aspects there too involved with the new moon. So that's set for my Aquarius. Can I please have 5 cards? I'm just going to cut these for you. Bottom of the deck is 4 wands. Okay, and starting out with the Wheel of Fortune, which is excellent. There's some stuff here coming up about foundations, all right, and home, that I'm seeing here, okay, and being an independence and being open, okay. I see that the Wheel of Fortune is your primary position, okay, for the new moon. That's excellent. Tied to a lot of Jupiter energy, okay, and you know, Jupiter is in Aries, okay, and it's in retrograde, but it's going in retrograde back towards Pisces. Very, very powerful, especially with Mars in Gemini, okay, communications wise, there's a lot going on. Mars will be turning retrograde at the end of October. But it's in Gemini so long, it's a lot of power for communications and a big drive towards communications right now. All right, on multiple levels, all right, that are coming out in public debate and activism and a whole bunch of other things that have actually been positive, okay? We've seen a lot of people come together that, you know, been rather beautiful in many ways, okay? But it's very hard for some of the people going through it. Very, very hard. Okay, the unity attached to it has been very, very gorgeous. I see that there's something about timing here. Okay, so I feel like something about this new moon, you know, whether it's an additional opportunity for you to reach a new level of independence. There's something about timing here that is apropos, and it might be your drive for some independence, okay? Whether that's more independence at your job or financial independence. I've got the Nine of Pentacles as the basis for the reason for this. So I have a feeling that you've been doing a lot of work towards your independence in one way or another. That doesn't mean that you're not with anyone, that you're not married or anything, just a lot more stability, okay? A Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy, okay? Associated with, for the minor arcana, with Virgo, all right? But, you know, to have, it's the amount of work that's gone into something here that there's some positive timing at play for, okay? And I do show that the result here is a Page of Wands, so I do feel like there's quite a bit of exploration into something new, maybe a new job opportunity, a new area of study. If it is, it's something very, they feel very, very passionate about. The advice here on what you can do to help or hinder this, okay, is I've got a Nine of Wands here, all right, and a Two of Wands, all right? So there is something here that this is trying to tell us, and I am going to pull some, additional, I don't usually do this, but I've been doing it because things have been so crazy lately. I've been pulling a lot more than I normally pull in my, you know, with clarifiers and additional cards, okay, in my moon and my lunar readings, all right? I just want to take a look at the chart real quick. Saturn also in your sign is going to be going direct again this month, okay? So I feel like some old rules and restrictions and things that are ready to die, you know, will change. There's been a lot of holding on to old systems, and you know, if they weren't serving you, there will be cuts to those old systems so that, you know, you can move forward and new structures can be found. And I love Saturn in Aquarius for that, okay? Because it just operates a lot different than it does in Capricorn, all right? So there is a drive for structure, and structure's needed, but there's something about innovating structure, all right, in our own lives and in the systems that we operate in, okay? I want to pull a couple clarifiers because I want to know on this Nine of Wands how it stands here. Hold on. And I have the Six of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Nine of Wands again. So I feel like there's something to do with family here. Also could be with work. All right, it could, especially if you do some sort of humanitarian work or counseling or something with healing or rest here, that you may need a rest. And you may feel a bit like a wounded warrior, okay? And there may be some sort of opportunity where you're not sure if you want to walk through the door or not, okay? But the thing with the wounded warrior is sometimes our walls can be up a little bit too high. I'm going to look a little bit deeper in this since it's the second part of my spread here that's important, so I want to be able to pull on it here. Yeah, there's something... I'm picking up on a lot of fire energy here too, okay? There's some sort of new opportunity that's very, very passionate that may come around, okay? I don't necessarily see it as a love opportunity. I feel like it is something either business-wise or community-wise, something on that nature here that is forming a new beginning. Or that you feel like that you can leap onto. It may be related to work here. That's very fortuitous because I do have it here with a Six of Wands, but it looks like, hang on, I want 3 on this right here. If it is, it might be entrepreneurial in nature, okay? And you may be deciding where to have your guards up or down, or if you've had to compete for a position or to break into something new here for a while. There could be a slight feeling of defensiveness regarding it, okay? But, you know, the thing with the Nine of Wands is he's been through a lot of battles, but he doesn't give up yet. He, you know, lives to fight another day, all right, towards his dream, all right? It's very highly attached to mutable energy, specifically with Sagittarius for the minor arcana, okay? And like I said, Jupiter is in Aries right now, so there is a lot regarding, and I've got a Father of Wands over here too on this Two of Wands. So, hold on, and we have a Page of Wands in the middle, yeah. There may be something, you know, specifically, you know, that's disappointed you. Whether it's in your community or system or place of work that you don't like, or that isn't operating well, that you want to change, and you feel like something's been illuminated on it, and there's protection here for that, for you to continue on, okay, to explore, to not give up on this thing, okay, because the timing is right. For you to dip your toe in something here, all right? I do see that there's some resistance, okay? There might be some issues here in regards to, hang on, a foundation at home, all right? I had the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and I've got the Four of Wands with the Emperor right here. There may be some issues in regards to your fatherhood, or a ruler, or something to do with authority, or, you know, because I've got resistance over here too. Hold on. In your community or within your, yeah, that you felt prior restrictions from. And this could be, you know, coming from, you know, Saturn. And, you know, Aquarius, it's such a beautiful sign. It's such a, I mean, I love working with Aquarius for interpretations, and you know, you guys are going to kind of come to the forefront, as is the zodiacal position of Aquarius, with Pluto moving into Aquarius in March of 2023. You know, it'll go back into Capricorn, but then back into Aquarius, which I think is going to be very, very fortunate. And I feel like there was a big push, okay, and structures towards a push. If you do anything in, you know, there's some sort of resistance here, all right, about your home, and I feel like it's got ties to community as well here. But there's a sense of independence that you're after, or you're chasing a new beginning on, okay, after a period of strife and feeling of restrictions. And it's like, you know, there may be some resistance to changes around you, or changes that you notice that you need. But the advice here is that the timing is right for you to make certain changes here, okay? I do think that for some of you, I'm getting vibes of masculine energy that has fire in their chart. For some of you, that may be you, okay, as a rising or a moon, okay, or someone else that's coming into your life or playing a large role, or you could just be very highly affected by some of the fire, you know, energy that's going on right now. And at the time of the new moon, you know, Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It also is the Hellenistic ruler of Pisces, and it was very connected to this new moon. So, you know, I feel as if you definitely want to explore to build a foundation. There may be some concerns around a child here, if some of you do have a child in particular that you're concerned about here. If so, they may be studying or abroad or something like this, okay? And gaining their independence, and you know, there might be some sense of concern or worry over them, all right, and the new beginnings that they're forming, but they look very fortuitous, you know, and you may be concerned about your children in regards to a change that you're making as well, okay? For some of you, I can see that playing off here, very much so, all right? You know, I feel like there's something about family and investments here. all right, and either, you know, exploring new investments or having to reinvest somewhere, okay? And I'm getting a lot of page energy popping up as well, okay? Because I have a Daughter of Swords over here. I have a Page of Pentacles over here, and so I'm getting a lot of things about something new that you're studying or learning for work or for your actual thing, or that your children are, something about this, or something about the way that you are teaching them about their independence here that's very important, or going after your own here, all right? That is quite significant. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I just need a sip of my tea here. You know, right now we have Uranus, which is in your fourth house of home, okay? So I would have expected a lot of you guys to go through changes since it entered, okay? And these were kind of strong right now, and until, you know, October, when it comes into a complete square, especially for you guys that have anything from about 15 to 25 degrees in Aquarius. It's going to be particularly strong. You may have upsets with your home, be working on a home, actually have, you know, structure changes at home, all right, and be forced with rebuilding or moving or relocating, or something at home becomes unstable, okay? And I do see issues surrounding a masculine energy. I've already said that, popping up here. I don't know if that has to do with your own father or a boss here. It could, but for some of you it could have to do with a foundation at home, and like it seems like there's some sort of resistance towards change here going on, and some sort of choice involved, okay? And the thing Uranus will do is it will break you free, okay, from restrictions of the past. And what we have here on this resistance is have a 5 of Swords, the Lovers, and an 8 of Swords. Okay, so there is some resistance, whether it's within you or within the places around you, about freeing yourself up. Okay, and I do feel like these are going to, some of them, yeah, hold on. There is, I'm just pulling on the Lovers here because it's not the typical Lovers. I feel like you guys are stuck at a crossroads here about something, and maybe about a love relationship, okay? To do with a masculine figure, or you are this masculine figure, okay? Where you're being called on to transform, okay? And you feel like you're at a crossroads, okay? To free yourself up for some restrictions surrounding your home or community or your actual home itself. I feel like there's a lot of dreaming or something going on at night here. Okay, and there's some stress, but there's a lot of beauty, okay, about exploration of new things, and a lot of communications and offers that may be coming forth, okay? And for a victory for this new beginning, it does look like there's some sort of ego and options that need to be dropped or getting weeded out for you right now, okay? And they're happening on an internal basis, but there's something about timing being right in the next 2 weeks to take significant steps forward towards something new. Okay, and there's something very protective here about it as well. And on this Lovers, I got Death, the 2 of Swords, and the Father of Cups in reverse. Okay, so I feel like there's some sort of transformation here surrounding your home, because I pulled a card here that says, my home is my castle. Okay, and I feel like there's some sort of realignment here with love and, you know, what that is, okay? For you inside your home and throughout your community, what makes you feel secure, okay? There is a lot of fortuitous cards here as well, all right? We started with the Wheel of Fortune, so it doesn't get much better than that, okay? And I haven't pulled anything negative on that. You know, there's something about divine timing at play here, okay? But again, I'm gonna say that a lot of you guys, some of these new beginnings for you formed around the new moon may also come with you having to change your structure in some way or another, okay? I think you're going to be totally fine with it. There does look like there's some resistance, but there is a choice here to transform. I literally have, you know, the Death card, which is Scorpio, okay, Plutonic energy, and the Crossroads and the Father of Cups in reverse. So there is some sort of transformation here, okay, of some significance to free yourself from restrictions. And there's also a lot of positive energy here, okay? Because on the extended Lenormand, I literally just pulled the Celtic knot, the stars, and the fish. So there's something here with prosperity that's going to be coming in, as well as blessings, all right? And again, this is like my second indicator about something at night. I don't know if some of you work at night, or if something happened at night or overnight, okay, or will, or something like that over the next 2 weeks that's of some significance, that that is of some significance here. But there seems to be, okay? And there's a lot of... the fish is very positive for commerce and business and growth and financial prosperity. And, you know, the advice here is, you know, to not sleep on it. Some of you may work from home, okay, you know, and some of you may be taking a break for the holidays or something of this sort here, but there's something apropos towards going towards your independence here and walking through that door, even though you're a little bit scared, okay, and that is going to be very fortuitous. I feel like for whichever ones of you that this is hitting, some of you may have a new beginning in your own relationship, just feel very, very in love at this time, or run into somebody new that's like very dreamy, okay, but in a good way. Like something about the relationship makes you feel like they can take you to a higher level, or your life to a higher level, or something like this. Growth, okay? And for those of you that have had any structure changes, though they're hard, I don't see a lot of depressive energy here with them, okay? I see you stepping forth, all right? There is some fear here about some poverty or a lack mindset, and it could have been surrounding, again, something to do with family or old ties here, but there's some sort of unconditional loving feelings here that are popping up, or and they may be community vibes, okay, and they may have come after an ending, okay, an ending, all right, where you had to reset your structure. And I feel like for those of you that this is resonating for, you're coming out of that now, okay? And there's some sort of new thing that's being chased here. God, now I can't wait to do your reading. I just did a 12-house check-in for you guys. That's of some significance, all right? So, hang on, I just want to pull one more on this. I feel as if you do have a new relationship, that might be somebody you also feel a very strong friendship with, okay? Kinship almost with, okay? All right, but you know, there's something here about totally redoing business or home or family here. That's going through some sort of revival or change of some significance here, okay? And, you know, it will require that you form some new contracts and collaborations and foundations, okay? I have a 3 of Pentacles with a Magician here, okay, with the stars, all right? There's blessings to be found in whatever's going on right now, and I feel like the Aquarius that's popping up here is going to 100% know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Because it's kind of specific, but this 3 of Pentacles is a base that can't get torn down by a tower, and there's a lot of tower energy attached to the square between Saturn and Uranus, okay, which again are affecting your 1st and your 4th house, okay. There is positive energy because there is a trine or near trine between Uranus and Venus and Mercury, as well as the new moon. So there's a lot of talk and a lot of surrounding Venusian themes, what we value in partnerships, what we value in our home, what we value for art, what we find beautiful, what we value in relationships. There's new beginnings surrounding all those things right now, and they start with this 3 of Pentacles. And this 3 of Pentacles is something funny about the 3 of Pentacles is that it can't be torn down by the tower. Okay, so I feel like, and it can relate to friendship, it can relate to contracts, but there's something here about a contract or a friendship or something new coming in here over the next 2 weeks that you want to jump on or pursue that has a very strong foundation about it, okay? It could be, you know, and there's indicators here that you have all the tools to chase this dream. you know, whatever it is for you, whether it's a new beginning with your loved ones, or something. I feel like it's something tied to a little bit more than that, for some of you, but there is victory in chasing this and walking through this, opportunity, okay? Some of it may have to do with, public media, some of it may, all right, and some of it, you know, may have to do with shedding light on certain things, whether that's internal or external for you. There's some sort of joyful change, okay? And I'm not going to pull too much in the past here on this because I'm about to do your full moon reading, okay? I want to actually get that filmed today or tomorrow. But this looks absolutely beautiful. Give me some advice for my Aquarius. I knew there was a lot more shit behind this, but there's a walk away here, Aqua, from something, okay? And it might be something that you held on to for a long time, okay? The Empress is at the bottom with the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. There is a walk away, whether it's in a structure, an old relationship, or just an old way of being here that's under significant change. And the advice here is 8 of Cups, 5 of Cups, Justice. Okay, so there's something about walking away, all right, and realizing what you have to cherish, okay, because the 5 of Cups is extreme sadness, okay, usually after a tower, and I just discussed towers. It's tied to Scorpionic energy, but the 5 of Cups is a period of mourning, and there is something about walking away from your mourning so that you can fully embrace the 2 Cups and move forward. So I do feel like there's been a loss here of some significance of some kind, or some sort of sadness here that you've battled through, but that now the timing is right for you to walk forward, okay? And I feel like there's a lot of beauty attached to this forward walk, okay? But there might be an ego death involved in some, either with you or with somebody else associated with this, all right? And for your own independence, and mature growth or evolution, I feel like, you know, the people that aren't going to walk with you, you know, aren't going to walk with you, and the people that are will. But that there's something here about not getting tied down by that, all right? And then we have Justice here, and that's exactly where the new moon is, okay? So I want you to take particular attention, because I feel like if there are changes at home, for a lot of you, I feel like you're at the root of the changes that you want, okay, at the root of them. And the reason I feel that way is because Uranus is your modern ruler, so you work better with Uranian energy than most. So even if these changes are flung upon you, I feel like you are going to be a rock in some sense towards making sure the new beginnings occur, okay, and going forward with them. You know, because you do work well with that energy. So there is a square that brings up towers. It's a tower. I'm not going to say it's a tower that you want, but it's a tower that is going to be positive for your own evolution, okay, on a 1st and 4th house basis, all right? And I feel like that Justice is coming, okay? There's a lot of transformative energy, and like I said, there's, you know, going to be trines, you know, playing off as well. With the things that went through latter Virgo, all right, and at the time of the new moon, Venus and Mercury, okay. Mercury is now back has sat direct now in Virgo and will be headed back towards Libra. So I love you guys. Enjoy those new beginnings. I hope that was helpful. Sorry for the delay on it, and I am going to move on, clean this up and move on to Pisces and get this up for you guys so that I can dive into that full moon reading, which is going to be, I've printed up some additional charts there that I'm gonna look at. All right, talk to you guys. Hi Pisces, I just wanted to touch base with you about the energies for the new moon, all right, which is the, hi baby, this is North, on the 25th, all right, active for 2 weeks. I'm going to be pulling a 5-card draw for you guys today, all right, and I just wanted to touch base on those because I realized that the other one did not get posted, and because I filmed the others was filmed over. So I'm going to be doing that for Aquarius and Pisces because I would never leave you guys out. And unfortunately, somebody put in a comment for me that I was like, oh my God, where is that? needless to say, I'm going to be doing the new moon, the full moon reading, which is on the 8th or the 9th. I'm going to be filming that later today because it's a big one and there's a lot of heavy energies and it's in Aries, all right? And Aries ruler is in Gemini, so I just feel like it's going to be a full one. I feel like everybody is going to get through it, and I don't feel like there's bad reasoning or whatever behind it, you know. Are there any negative energies that we have to deal with? Yes. But I think overall the collective energy is very, very positive right now. Do things require careful handling? Yeah. But needless to say, I'm going to film that later today. I saw you as a superstar for this new moon, all right? Jupiter, your Hellenistic ruler, is headed back towards Pisces, all right? I believe that we'll enter actually the 29th degree of Pisces this month. Okay, I will go over that in your general reading. I'm going to be doing the long general readings for every single sign this month, okay, because I'm out of my series section on the 12 house check-in that I did. I did a 12 house check-in for every single sign, so you guys can check that. I think I have one more to do, but I'm restarting the readings here for the long generals, okay, and then there's an eclipse on the 25th. I'm going to be doing that for that as well. You are popping here with the Chariot. Okay, I feel like there is something about Jupiter here, which I was just discussing. I'm not taking all those. There's something very powerful about this new moon, especially because Jupiter was in Aries, and we've had a lot of public debate and on very important issues. And there's, you know, but with your modern ruler also in your sign, there is a lot of raising things to a higher octave, and we have Venus involvement. We have Venus involvement for the eclipse on the 25th. We have Venus involvement in several big aspects last month, and we have Venus involvement with this new moon since it was sitting nearly conjunct Mercury, which had retrograded into Virgo. I saw that it is incredibly powerful, okay? And I do see that I run my event charts with parts. Okay, whether you want to call them Arabic parts or Greek parts, I run my event charts with you know, including my eclipse and lunar readings. Battery pack, especially with Juno attached to Juno, the modern, very important modern asteroid in modern astrology. Okay, and there's about 4 or 5 that I will give credence to and look at in my charts. It was attached to Neptune, okay? So illusions, delusions about divine feminine and, you know, what it means to be a good wife, what it means to be, you know, whenever you're dealing with Neptune, you're dealing with spirituality issues as well, and the higher octave of spirituality rather than rules. And it's funny because there's a part, and it's the part of Nemesis, which is attached to Saturn, which has to do with rules and regulations, okay? A little bit different than the higher level law of Jove, okay? Which is like, you know, so sometimes we have to readjust our rules to actually fit what's the bigger picture. All right, especially when they become restrictive or abusive in one way or another, and you know, don't actually match the values that they're attached to. Okay, so you know, obviously there's been a lot of issues with you know, practice of traditions or rules because of respect as a way to bring each other together in a community versus abuse of people over rules rather than their heart or spirit, okay? And you've seen a lot of masculine and feminine energies in support of change in regards to that, okay? Which has been incredibly hard for the people going through it and incredibly beautiful as well, okay? That's affected all of us, okay? And, you know, there's new beginnings surrounding these themes, all right? And Uranus, which is the modern ruler of Aquarius, being in Taurus, okay? We do have revolution when it comes to revolutionary thought and change, okay? It is the Great Awakener in regards to Tauranian themes, all right? And Taurus is the natural home base for the second house, so that also has to do with what we value for beauty, what we value for art, what we adorn our homes with, our bodies with, things of this nature, okay? And these things have been at the fore right now and are undergoing a substantial amount of change. towards a higher level thought process, okay? That's been, you know, freeing and beneficial, although very, very hard, okay? But, you know, I think will, you know, result in some lasting change, you know, that we can feel on an individual level within our own homes, as well as an outward level within our communities. And I see a lot of new beginnings surrounding this, okay? Definitely make sure you check the lunar readings that I'm doing and the eclipse readings that I'm doing this month. I'll do an all signs collective read for the eclipse on the 25th. It's going to be really powerful. And for the full moon, and I'm probably going to film that full moon today, over filming my hang on, sorry, I'm just processing, over filming another general read today, because I want that out there earlier this time. You know, for those of you, I just feel that are on the Aries-Pisces cusp, or have stellium, sun, moon, rising, I don't know what you're in here checking for right now, near the Aries-Pisces cusp, definitely make sure this is a time you want to check Aries and Pisces, because there's so much energy that's, you know, in the first few degrees of Aries and latter degrees of Pisces right now, okay? And there's interaction with this new moon in regards to them as well, okay, that I went over in my intro. I see here that the primary position for these new beginnings is the Chariot. That is like a desire, and like on a soul drive level. It's not just like, oh, I want to get through the day and get all my tasks done. This is towards something that means more, a bigger victory towards success, with a purpose behind it, okay? It's highly attached to Jupiter, and your ruler was highly attached, your Hellenistic ruler, so your other ruler, was highly attached to this. My deck is upside down, so I'm just turning these around. To this new moon, okay? I feel as if there is, hang on, I just want to be able to look at these together. With the Chariot, that is movement towards victory. So I do think that there is openings towards moves that you can make, all right? And there is a sense of balance here and order, but from a higher state of being of what success is here that's going on in the collective with things right now, as well as with you on a personal level as to this reading, okay? I see that the reason for this forward momentum on your part for the 2 weeks surrounding that new moon is some sort of door of opportunity or an offer that was made here. I want 3 on that. And I feel like it, okay, I feel like it has the potential to be something very great, but it might be something that's in the beginning stages. You may have had communications, or it may surround communications, or some sort of new study that you need to take up to advance for this opportunity, but it has the capabilities of building a very firm foundation, okay? Because I have the, and it might have to do with, I already said study, but like some sort of technology in one sense or another, okay? And it might be a competitive thing, okay? Or technology is going to be a key in some way or another, or study on something in regards to building this significant new foundation or having a success, okay? Because the Four of Wands can be a love relationship, you know, especially if it's like a soulmate partner, or you know, a Two of Cups like relationship. And I do have a Two of Cups over here I'm going to discuss with you in a minute. But it can also be a major achievement, okay? It's like walking through a gate at a garden, you know, for a victory party, you know, of something quite significant, okay? A significant milestone, okay? Whether it's in your career or it affects your entire community. And I do have here that there is like some sort of movement, okay? And it may be communications wise, it may be literal physical travel or a move that you need to do for greater stability at this time, okay? Because there could have been, you know, something that got like messed up here, or you need to speak out about greater stability and there is like, you know, and communicate or move in regards to some bad behavior or something of this sort, okay? Because I do have 2 5s here now, so like I feel like there are some significant changes to foundations here, okay, that are at play. And there's a sense of balance and new beginnings that are coming about around the time of this new moon. You may have felt like you could not voice things previously that you can now, or something of this sort, and that you need to voice things to bring around a higher stability, okay, whether that's at work or with your job or within your community. And I see you moving towards that at this time, okay? There is something here in regards to, there's something here in regards to a, hold on, some action, all right, that you may, in regards to like moving towards this greater stability, you may have to really apply your creative mind or be somewhat like a maverick or smart with your moves. It's like, in whatever you do and your choices, you may, you know, have a sense of wit about you, that you have to be very maverick-like about in order to bring this to success, okay, and to take the new opportunity, okay. I do see, hold on, give me this, give me the Lovers. Let me just take a look at your chart real quick right here. I'm just general chart. I just want to see something. I feel as if there's been some bad behavior, you know, involving multiple people here. That's been somewhat of an issue, okay, that you're either speaking out about or moving about. I mean, the 8 of Wands can be literal travel, but you're getting out or talking about it or something of this sort, okay? That's necessary to bring this to greater stability, all right, because I've got a 6 of Swords here. Okay, give me this 5 of Swords. A 5 of Swords can be like a win at all cost, or some really shitty behavior. I'm not sure if that's on the part of you or somebody else. No, I feel like it's on the part of a father figure or a you know, a boss or a head leader or something like this that was out of sorts, okay? That, you know, you may be speaking on or having a lot of feeling very driven and motivated by at this time, because I have the Son of Wands, the Emperor in reverse, and Judgment. Okay, some of you could be dealing with an issue with your own father or with an authority figure at work, okay, that, you know, subjected you to some F shit behavior, for lack of better terminology, in the moment, all right, that is either under judgment right now or that you've had some sort of realization about, okay, all right, and wanting to get on more solid footing, all right, for more security is very important to you right now. That's popping up, okay? And I do see you moving towards victory when it comes to that, and new beginnings over that, okay? There is a sense of also, you know, plugging into love here or some sort of creative project, okay? Part of that project may be secret or covert, okay, in one sense or another, all right? And it may involve a choice, like that hurts, but you want to do it, something of this sort. Or you want to heal where, I don't know, it's like a recognition of something that could not be healed, literally. Okay, so that, in other words, you want to change it because it just can't, it's like a wound that won't heal, something of this sort, okay? And there's a lot of strong power towards this new opportunity at this time with that, all right? And the advice from the universe in regards to that is to take the new opportunity or to walk through the doors of this opportunity to towards change, towards positive change, okay? The Son of Cups, you could be bringing a love offer to somebody, okay? This could be somebody bringing one to you, especially if you're if they're a younger person, or, you know, I don't know, 25 or younger. But more than that, I see this as an action that's being taken, how the way it's popping up here, all right? And it does involve a choice, okay? And the choice seems to surround recognition of some sort of heartbreak or pain here. to be able to walk through the door. Something of this is very strange. The outcome, if you do that, all right, is a Nine of Pentacles. So there is a sense of independence, okay, here that you will gain, okay, and a restabilization, because the Nine of Pentacles is a very abundant card, okay. It's a very abundant card, okay, but there is something about walking away from another relationship, or hold on, give me that you've been in retrospection about, or clung to too long, or something like this that you've had to speak up about, okay, to gain some more independence here, all right? And it may involve somebody that you love, or just loving relationships in general, all right? And I feel like you are coming off of a period of that emotional walk away, whether it was just in your mind or needing to be in your physical body as well. Hold on. I feel like for some of you, this was like some sort of languishing ending, or some sort of thing here where it was like, do I start fresh, do I start anew, or do I just sit here and wallow in this old space that's ready to be transformed and die? Because I literally have the Fool with the Death card, with the Death cards in reverse. So, and it's on the Hermit, you know, with the Six of Cups. So I do feel like you've been in retrospection about some sort of family deal, or, you know, maybe some of you are in therapy, or are like doing a lot of self-healing work right now that you're introspective about, because I can also see it like this, okay, that you are really like honing down on your areas in regards to close relationships that you want to change, all right, for the better. And I see you doing that here. And the advice is that if you do this and make this choice, that you will be able to get there. This looks like a very heavy choice for you. Something that you're processing right now is like very, very heavy with this, okay? So I'm not saying, there's like something very internal here going on that is heavy. Beautiful energy surrounding it though. So I don't see it as anything, that you're not gonna succeed with. The advice here though, towards this is to, let die what needs to die, to make that Fool's leap, okay, towards this new beginning that you want, okay, because there may have been something languishing here with your family, or with that you were, literally some of you could be in therapy or working on a lot of inward healing right now, okay? That is allowing you to detach from old emotional associations that drug you down, or backed up your own independence. Okay, it looks really good. So I expect those to play out with you guys quite significantly. This is right on the 7th and 8th house axis, so there'll be a lot of new beginnings surrounding legacy, deep sexually transformative relationships. Okay, in addition to partnerships, all right, marriage partnerships, also frenemies, alliances, things of this sort are going through new beginnings right now. Who you'll ally yourself with and who you won't, who you'll show allegiance to and who you won't, what you want to show allegiance to and what you don't. Things of this sort are coming into play, so that like it is so that you are building something that can last. And I do see some truth here about freeing yourself from restrictions, okay, towards this forward momentum, all right? There could have been some news or realization or communication, or just a brand new idea that you've had to free yourself up here, internally or externally, on some level of some magnitude that's from the inside out here, that's going on towards this movement that you're making right now. All right, it looks all beautiful. Give me some advice for my Pisces. I am going to print some charts up. My deck is upside down, so I'm just turning this around. I'm going to print some charts up for additional charts for the full moon before I begin reading it and take a look at them. I don't know if I'll touch on everything, you know, I mean, I'll touch on the full moon, obviously, and the aspects, but I don't like to touch on too many things political, or news-like, worthy-based, but sometimes I feel a drive to, just in regards to chart items that are occurring. But I do show here that there's going to be some sort of, it's possible that you want, you know, a reconciliation with somebody or some sort of celebration here that you're feeling a little bit defensive about, okay? And there might be some sort of financial decision that you need to make here in regards to juggling things, okay? Because to avoid burnout, so that you can have this celebration or this occurrence. And I see you making those decisions from a wise place right now, and that is the advice, okay? To be wise, okay, about certain people if they've screwed you over before. I'm not saying people don't change, but you can't, you know, continue to expect, you know, the same thing from a cow that is always produced the same amount of milk. You can't all of a sudden expect that the next day they're going to produce 20 gallons rather than 3 or something like this. And I see this in some sort of emotional way here that's also tied into possibly finances or financial decisions, something of this sort here, okay? There is somebody, hold on. There is somebody here that you see or some sort of choice here that you're feeling a little bit defensive about, and it might be in regards to a reconciliation or reunion, or for some of you it may just be about trying again with somebody new, all right? And there seems to be some sort of decision here that needs to be made, and it may involve, you know, you letting out more creativity, or, you know, letting your, I don't want to say flirty feelings, because I don't get flirty feelings with the Princess of Cups. It's like deep admiration kind of feelings, very innocent, but deep, you know, admiration type feelings, all right? And I do show this bringing to quite a bit of victory and stability if you are able to make the choice to do it. All right, and for some of you it may be a creative project, okay, because the Six of Wands with the Princess of Cups and the Four of Wands can also be very, and because it's attached to the Two of Pentacles here, I feel like it may be something in the public spotlight, or that you may get some public recognition for, okay? And if so, it may have to do with creativity. It could be a book, it could be a poem, it could be, you know, a multitude of things, but there's something about being recognized for it, but you need to make some decisions to attach to it, to go after it, you know, here, all right? And, you know, when you're Nine of Wands, you can feel a little bit hesitant about some things, okay? And I don't know if that's because you're trying something very new. When I see the Princess of Cups, it's pretty fresh, you know, but the Princess of Cups can also have to do with a lot of creativity, all right? But the fact that the Four of Wands is here with it, that's significant, with the Six of Wands. Like, that's like the ultimate victory and a major new foundation of some significance here, all right? Especially when I have it with the Three of Cups. Like, literally, you may have something published, or win some sort of award for it, or something of some recognition here that could bring you a pretty big base, okay? And for those of you that this has to do with a relationship, it's like it may be about starting new collaborations, all right? And letting to know who you let your walls in and out with this new project that you're doing, okay? But I see a lot of stability here with it, okay? A lot of stability, and it's something you definitely want to nurture, okay? I feel like you're blocking some of your, like, there's a Queen of Pentacles here. It could be another person, but more than that, it could be part of yourself here, because I have the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. There's some sort of new foundation here that you're building, and the Queen of Pentacles is a very loving queen, as well as very good with business. So, and because I see this Nine of Wands here, I almost get some sense of hesitation about letting yourself out of the box here a little bit. And the advice from the universe is not to. You know, that looks like the only thing that you're battling with right now here. That is is delaying, you know, a victory, which I don't see that victory being delayed for long. I just see that there's some new beginnings about it, and you may be so excited that you feel a little apprehension about them in one way or another, okay? Whether it's a relationship or a project, I feel like for some of you it's a project or something significant at work, all right, creatively. You know, that could bring you a lot of celebrations. For those of you that do have somebody come in, there may be somebody that comes in rather fast that throws you off or something like this, that you feel a little bit guarded against or something. But there is a new foundation with it. So I would try, I mean, protect yourself always, but the advice here, it looks like it might be something you want to try. All right, Pisces, let me know how it goes. I'm going to do the full moon reading today. I will see you guys for your general readings. I'm starting all the general readings again now that I'm done with the 12th house check-in. I think I have one sign left. And I will be filming you guys soon for that. All right, and then the full moon reading and the eclipse reading I will also be doing. And the regular check-ins for single and troubled in love. Bye, Pisces.